All right. Here we go. After a little bit of technical difficulties, they thought we weren't going to show up like Ben Simmons, but we are here.
Yeah.
Another edition of Knicks Weekly presented by Manscaped, CP the franchise, Alex Rotaro, Stratocaster in the building. Off-season edition of KnicksFanTV Live, and we got a good one. Tonight, we're going to talk about RJ Barrett, his reaction to this season. He went on the Old Man and the 3 podcast. Didn't come on KnicksFanTV, but we're going to react to it either way. Jalen Brunson's asking price might have been revealed. We're going to tell you what the market value is right now for Jalen Brunson, the hottest point guard on the market. But first, we have the funeral of the New Jersey Nets. Lock in, everybody. Salute to Knicks Nation. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. We are smoking on that Nets pack tonight. And we're going to get into it right now. Al, I think tonight is the night we could officially put the bow on the Knicks season. You know, it wasn't what we expected. We didn't get any 50 burgers. We didn't get to the playoffs. We fell short of expectations. But nevertheless, when the postseason starts, I'm still watching one team because it's always about, oh, it's Brooklyn. Oh, they're the favorites. We got KD. We got Kyrie. They went out and got the janitor and James Harden. Then they went out and got the scarecrow Ben Simmons, who didn't even show up tonight. But tonight they got swept. 4-0, got swept back to New Jersey by the Boston Celtics. It's a celebration tonight, people. Frauds. Absolute frauds. Absolute frauds. You got KD and Kyrie talking, oh, there's the culture here in Brooklyn. Oh, the Knicks aren't cool. This, that practice facility. Blah, 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 blah. Bro. You could slap lipstick on a pig. It is still the New Jersey Nets. Another year, another failed season. Failed season. All right? Our season was short of expectations. This is failed. They are championship contenders, and they have failed once again, getting swept in the first round. Your thoughts?
Only won one playoff series in the 3 seasons they had Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. You traded all those young pieces in Karis LeVert, Jared Allen, all those guys to get James Harden, who then you traded to Philadelphia to get Ben Simmons, who didn't even play one game of basketball this season.
Didn't even play.
Got injured on his year off.
Got injured on his year off. You can't make it up. You can't make it up.
And he's still trying to get $20 million from the 76ers, so that's another story. Yeah. But I don't know how you don't look at this team as anything but a failure over the last 3 seasons. I love it. They came in here talking all spicy. They're going to take over New York.
Oh, yeah.
You know? They wanted to start something new over in Brooklyn. They didn't want to be with the Knicks. Okay, cool.
All right.
Don't care. Hey. You're starting something good all right over there.
Yeah.
A losing culture. Yeah. That's nice.
They're bringing it over from New Jersey. They're bringing it over from New Jersey, man. What can we say?
And then you have Steve Nash out here saying it's hard to say the team underperformed.
Stop. Stop. Please stop. Please stop. Look, man, it just is what it is. And now today, it was revealed that Ben Simmons wasn't going to play. No, well, that was announced already. But they're saying, according to a Woj bomb, that Rich Paul and Ben Simmons plan to meet with the Nets because he wasn't not only physically, but mentally unable to be ready for this night, bro. Didn't even show up tonight. They claimed his back was blown out. Couldn't even sit on the bench. Game 3, he was sitting on the bench. He had the little, like, padded seat, the little Phil Jackson chair. You know what I'm saying? When your back is all messed up. He came in, he had, like, a colorful outfit on. He was sitting on the bench. Game 3, he was all good. Game 4, it flared up on him big time. He couldn't even show up.
Couldn't even be in the arena.
Look, I'll say this. You can't take mental health issues lightly. I think there's something real serious here with this guy. Mm-hmm. For you to take the whole year off, the back thing's a little questionable. I can't, I can't sit there and call a professional athlete a faker or whatnot. But maybe it's between the ears. Maybe it's so much mental that he's feeling it physically. But to take the whole year off and then to say that he's not ready to play, that's kind of wild, bro.
Or to even get a report saying that he was walking around the court like Jordan before those reports. It's like, a word? He's ready to go? Got queried for contact. No show. I mean, it's a little rough to ask somebody to come out in game 4, on the line.
Right. I probably would have stayed home too. Like, yo, now is not a good time, bro. Now's not a good time.
And then you come out all rusty, can't play. Yeah, I wouldn't want to do that either. So
yeah, look. I think it would have been a bad position to put him in. No question. As intense as this playoff series is, for him to come in in an elimination game, you don't know if you got to start him, bring him off the bench, how he's going to gel with these guys. He already can't shoot. That would have been a tough one to come in and start from, man. That would have been a tough one. I don't know. The whole thing is a head scratcher, man.
I'm just enjoying the Nets' just complete failure, man. That's it.
Yeah.
Can't come in spicy saying you're going to take over New York.
Yeah.
And then get one playoff series win.
Look, man, KD brought the fight to us, man.
And got swept. They got swept. You got Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. And you got swept.
He wanted the smoke with the Knicks fans. He likes this stuff, man. So we're just participating in said smoke. They got swept back to New Jersey. And how fitting that they brought back the Jersey logo, the Jersey court, the little court, the little hardwood court that they used to have at the Meadowlands, Continental Airlines Arena, whatever you want to call it. They brought back all of that to celebrate and get smoked. So congratulations to them. Caesar ferocious, man. I think the Celtics are a serious East contender. I don't know if they can flow with Golden State. Golden State's going to take the West. The Celtics are a formidable team for 2 reasons. Number one, their 2 stars are playing like stars. I think Jason Tatum has really emerged. He was already at an all-star level, but he's taking it up another notch in this series. Not just as an efficient and effective scorer, but as a playmaker as well. His defense, and then Jalen Brown is showing the same. But their defense, they got a championship caliber defense, bro. Yeah. I think that's the thing. They have a championship caliber defense where the entire starting 5, you could say, are plus defenders. I like, Grant Williams was giving KD some fits out there tonight. They got the Time Lord. They have the Defensive Player of the Year, Marcus Smart. Tatum's playing defense. Brown's playing defense. They're a ferocious team, bro. I think that Bucks series is going to be crazy.
Oh, it's going to be a good one. And like I said this on Twitter, trading for Derek White was a good low-key move that they made throughout the season to bring in another scorer and facilitator off the bench. Dennis Schroeder wasn't that guy for them. He has blinders on when he's playing. You see Derek White is out there. He's with the first unit, the second unit. He's helping create his own shots. Yeah. Helping create shots for others. The entire team, man. But defensively, I mean, you saw Tatum giving Kevin Durant some issues throughout this entire series.
Yeah.
Marcus Smart was doing his job on Kyrie Irving. Jalen Brown is known as a defender. Al Horford was out there.
Al Horford playing defense out there.
Daniel Tice was doing his thing. This entire team was on a string playing defense throughout this entire series. Yeah. And then offensively, you just see that they're trusting each other and allowing each other to play off one another. No one's taking a lot of selfish shots. You could say that a little bit for today, but that's when Tatum went out. But this team's playing together, man. They're clicking at the right time. The Bucks series, that's going to be a challenging one. Yeah. I would say it depends on what happens with Chris Middleton. I think Chris Middleton is
Right.
going to be needed for that one for the
Big time.
Bucks. If he can come back, that's going to be a real series. I think it's still be a lot. It's still going to be close, but it can go either way if they don't have Chris Middleton for that one.
Yeah, I think it's going to be much harder without Middleton, and with a sprained MCL. I mean, who knows what his timetable is? You know, he might be Eastern Conference Finals or Finals if they get there by the time he comes back. So I think that's key because again, I think how the season Udoka will scheme against Giannis, I think it's going to be very, very interesting. And they play physical, man. They play physical. They make you earn everything. Their rotations are crisp. They're not playing around, man. They gelled at the right time. And like I said, I give them a lot of credit because this starting off the season, they were all out of sorts. The coach was calling out the team as being soft. Marcus Smart calling out Tatum and Brown, saying they don't pass the ball. You know, and they came together, man. They finished the season well. And they are peaking at the right time. So, good job by them.
For sure. They could definitely go to the Eastern Conference Final.
I think so.
We'll see what happens with this Buck series, though. That's going to be the test. Stopping Giannis, who now has a jumper.
Yeah. And the Bucks are still deep.
That's a matchup.
No Middleton. Bucks are still deep. You know, don't sleep. Grayson Allen's out there getting buckets. You know, Drew Holiday playing well. Shout out Bobby Portis, who was playing well when Brook Lopez went out and still playing well. So, you know, the Bucks still have their depth, and the freak is still the freak. So it's going to be interesting. But this Celtics team is they're very deep, man, and capable on both ends. Let's see if they keep that momentum. That's going to be interesting. Any other notable games from the weekend or series from the weekend that caught your eye?
I think the Hawks and the Heat series has been very interesting, going back and forth. Just because that's become a game out of nowhere. I thought the Heat were going to take that pretty well, but even though they're up 3-1, I think Atlanta's just been giving them a tough time. And this game could easily go I feel like 6. It's 3-1 right now. Yeah. Miami, but I feel like Atlanta, because they've been in these games, it hasn't been as commanding as I thought Miami would have, considering they're the number 1 team in the East. I'm actually questioning how far they can actually go now if the Hawks are giving them this much of a trouble, just from a game-to-game basis. Like I said, it's 3-1, but these haven't been easy games for the Miami Heat to win.
Yeah, I mean, I think they'll close them out at home. You know, like I said, you can't count out Trey, and when he gets cooking, no Lowry also affect the Heat. But I think they'll have enough to probably just close them out at home, you know, and keep it pushing. How far they will go, I mean, that's left to be seen. You know, I think obviously with Spoelstra, you can't count him out. You can't count out that defense. But how far they go, I'm not sure, you know, if they will have the offensive firepower to continue that momentum throughout this series when they're playing deeper teams. So we'll have to see how that all ends. How about Golden State and Denver, man? You know, we saw a huge comeback yesterday by the Golden State Warriors, man, trying to get Denver up out of here, trying to sweep them. They couldn't get the job done, man. You had Bones Highland cooking, the Joker. You know, Denver got some solid performances. Will Barton hit some timely shots down the stretch. Monte Morris. So, you know, that series goes back to San Fran. I think the Dubs will close them out, but still a good game yesterday. I did want to see Denver make it competitive, show some fight. You know, don't just, you know, crumble in a heap to a Warriors team who I still think is going to win the West. But good to see Denver still put up a fight.
Yeah, it's a gentleman's sweep in my eyes. I mean, Denver got one. Everything clicked for one game. I see Golden State going back home and just taking them out and just calling it time and getting that rest that they need. The two matchups, though, well, honestly, there's 3. First of all, I just want to start by saying this. I really dislike the NBA having games going on at the same time because I really wanted to watch Toronto and Philly. That game has gotten a lot of interesting.
Yeah.
You know, you have Toronto winning today, beating Philly, and like Philly now needs to win the next game. This is, oh man,
3-2.
You know, there's no Fred VanVleet, Fred VanVleet, and so now it's 3-2. If they're going to Toronto for the next game, like if Toronto wins that one, This could be an epic collapse
this
on all
could be
scales
interesting.
if the 76ers like, woo.
This could be interesting, ladies and gentlemen, with Harden right in the thick of it. Obviously, 103-88 Raptors beat the Sixers tonight in Philly. In Philly, watched them by 15. Siakam 23, 10, and 7 on 10 of 17 shooting. You had OG Anunoby 16. Scotty Barnes did play 12 and 8, 12, 8, and 4. 3 steals for Scotty Barnes, so all-around game. Gary Trent Jr., 16. You had Precious Achiuwa, 17 and 7 off the bench, giving you some bench buckets. Embiid battling the torn ligament in his thumb. 20 points, 11 boards for him. Harden, 15 and 7. Wow.
A pedestrian 15, man. My God.
That is
What
not
happened?
going to get it done, James. You might as well have stayed in Brooklyn, buddy. That is not going to get it done. Maxey only 12 points. So, hey, this thing could get interesting very, very quickly as they go back to Toronto. They're going to lose Thibault, their ace defender. He's not vaxxed, so Toronto's not playing that, so he's going to be out. Hey, this thing could get interesting, man.
It's one I definitely want to keep my eye on. I'm tuning into the next one now that the Celtics Nets series is over, and then you have the Wolves and the Grizzlies. That is just like that game is that series is really good.
That's my
You're
series,
seeing
bro.
Two young teams, gritty, going at it.
Yeah.
But the thing that makes it interesting is the fact that they're so young that they're making some boneheaded mistakes throughout the game. And you're just like, what are you doing? You could just see the inexperience all over the court. And I think that's what makes it even more fun is that you don't know what's going to happen, whether it's just like a self-inflicted wound or if there's just like some magic in a bottle or lightning in a bottle, I should say, that everything just starts clicking for a team. Like for Minnesota last game, you see Cat catching the ball as it's going out of bounds and you're like, dude,
Richard
what
Jefferson
are you
said,
doing?
what are you doing?
Like, what are you doing? Like, you just let it go. Now you just gave it right back.
Yeah.
That series, it's a lot of fun. I can't wait for the next one.
And Charles called him out after game 1 or 2, man, and he was like, yo, this is one of the dumbest teams in the league. And I wouldn't go that far because they are, professionals at the end of the day, but it's just the decision making. It's just not consistent. They'll go on a run. They're clicking on gangbusters. They're hustling, they're getting on the boards, they're making great passes, moving the ball, moving themselves, and then Ant-Man will chuck up like a 40-footer, to 3 seconds into the shot clock. Karl Anthony Towns, he's trying to post up from Julius range. And he's getting an offensive foul, or he's coughing it up on a turnover, or Cat himself is taking an ill-advised 3-point shot. So we saw a lot of that in the second half of game 4. And so, as you said, man, the inexperience is definitely showing. This thing can go either way. Ja had a terrible game in game 4. We'll see what happens in game 5 when they go back to Memphis. He's been up and down in this series. So this thing can go either way, man. It could really go either way. This has been my most fun series to watch so far, no question.
And you see Ja has been like afraid to shoot, especially in game 4. He was afraid to take like a jump shot. He went 4 for 13, 0 for 2 from 3. Had 11 points. He got you 15 assists because he's able to go downhill and just find guys. But you're going to need more than 11 points from your, now the most improved player, which that award is just.
How did he? Look, Ja's my guy, one of my favorite players. I thought he was more in the MVP runnings than most improved.
He's not. Come on. Like, he came in here gangbusters. Like, what was he going to improve from? It was like, most improved is like a guy who I've seen, like, who we had to see like work a long time to get somewhere. Jordan Poole coming from the G League, to where he is. That's a most improved.
The fact that he wasn't even nominated is ridiculous.
That's just crazy. It's just crazy. But getting back to that Wolves and Grizzlies series, when I watch Cat is probably one of the most infuriating players I see because he's picking up fouls where he doesn't need to pick up fouls. Like, he's getting chippy when it doesn't need to be chippy.
Yeah.
He's taking shots where he shouldn't be taking shots. And it seems like he doesn't even know his own limitations, right?
Yeah.
Like, you see him chasing out guys at the 3-point line just to get blown by and then hack them and then just add on more fouls. Like, what are you doing? That's the other thing I got to say about that game. The entire series is like interesting because of the flaws of all these young players. So
when things tighten up, especially with these high stakes games in the playoffs, and you're starting to see Cat, he's so overzealous, man, and he's so emotional. You know, first play of the game, he's getting a 3-point play. You know, he's in his head all of it, but he lacks a lot of discipline, man. And like you said, it's so frustrating because he's such a talented player, and I want to see him. I want to see the Timberwolves win this. I like that team, but he's just got to rein it in, man. He's almost like a Julius out there. Every sense of the word, man.
I'm actually starting to keep tab of all these Kentucky bigs, and just like in my head, outside of Boogie, outside of Anthony Davis, like I think about Randall,
Bam, but Bam was a success.
Bam's good. Bam's good too. Bam's good too. Those three are good. I'm thinking about Cat, Randall, Noel, Willie Cauley-Stein.
Yeah,
like. I'm questioning some of the bigs now from coming out of Kentucky.
Yeah, like I said, but Cat is so capable, man. He can be a 3-level scorer. He can wreck a game. Cat can wreck a game. But I think it's just too much mental.
It's more than just talent, man. It comes down to the game, understanding your body, understanding the situation. It comes down to all that. So
yeah, see what
happens.
That's
where it's like, that's where you're like, can it happen? Like it. I feel like one of these teams. I feel like this series is going to come down to the inexperience just shining through and someone making a bad mistake. But the last series that's also fun, man, that's now tied up, Pelicans and Suns.
Pelicans 2-2. And Suns,
Brandon
man.
Ingram. We'll get him go.
Let's go. Yeah, talk about that game, man. What do you like? What you like about that game last night?
Dude, Brandon Ingram. That's the thing that I like about it. He is showing up, man. He helped win. He helped in the play-in game, and now you're starting to see him get comfortable. You're starting to see him look for his shots. You're starting to see him take command of the team, really, without Zion. And he's recognizing when he needs to attack and get his team back into it. Although I will say for the Suns last night, Chris Paul, only 4 points. Yeah, like what's going on, man? What's going on?
Yeah.
But I like what Brandon Ingram's doing for that team overall.
Look, man, I said it on a pod before and maybe on the show last week. I love the fact that he's on the main stage. Brandon Ingram, he's such an overlooked talent in this league, and because the Pelicans lack of success over the years or over the course of his career there after leaving the Lakers, he just hasn't gotten the respect and the shine that he deserves, man. But he's coming through. He's coming through for them in a major way. 118-103, the Pelicans beat the Suns yesterday. Ingram pours in a 30-piece. 11-23 shooting from the field. Valanciunas was in his bag early, man. 26 and 15. He was mauling on the boards. He was in his Valanciunas bag. He's got the slick back hair. He's looking like a bookie up in Boston, man. You up in Boston, man. He's looking like one of them Southie guys. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're talking about too. I definitely know what you're talking about with the beard and everything too.
Right. Yeah.
Yo, I feel like he's an underrated big man because he could shoot. And he can bang down low. Definitely was in his bag early. You could see like getting the tip-ins, getting all the strong boards, strong rebounder, had 15 boards. Like Valanciunas, really good pickup for that team. And then also like you're seeing some of these kids, right? You're seeing Herb Jones getting some run. You're seeing Trey Murphy get some run. You're seeing Alvarado getting some run.
Yeah.
Like he's going deep. Like he's going deep into this bench. He's not keeping it to like an 8-man rotations.
Yeah.
Like we're seeing 10 guys out there. 10 guys running for the Pelicans, and that's awesome.
They've got the trust of their coach, and you knew that drew the eye of Knicks fans. Knicks fans watch these playoffs through the lens of I hate Tibbs. So everything they see, whether the adjustments, the rotations, it's all like Tibbs would never do this. We got to get him out of here. But look, I gave credit where it's due, man. A guy like a Herb Jones, second-round pick. Did you see the block that he had on Mikal Bridges' 3-point shot?
Oh, yeah.
The hustle, the toughness. Chris Paul was giving him dirty shots the whole game. He was clapping back at him, not backing down. I like CP3, but he's a dirty player, man. Caught Herb Jones in the face on one. That should have been a flagrant, too. They definitely saved him, gave him the benefit of the doubt. But give credit to Herb Jones. He was very resilient in that game. Alvarado was giving CP3 that Brooklyn smoke all night. not backing down. So it's good to see, man. I want to see the Pelicans upset them. You know, obviously, yeah, I would love to see CP3 get a ring, but with no Booker, it's not going to happen anyway.
Yeah.
So, and Father Time's catching up with him. He's not going to be able to lead that Suns team. The other guys got to pick it up, but without Booker, it's going to be very, very hard. Yes, Ayton has been playing well. You know, 23-8 last night. Need some more out of Mikal Bridges, but you know they don't really have they have supporting cast guys without Booker. They don't have enough initiators out there outside of CP3 and Ayton. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see. You know, 25% from three last night for the Suns, 7-27 from downtown. That's not going to get it done. You know, that's just not going to get it done when this Pelicans team is so balanced and can get you buckets from a number of guys. BI being one. CJ has his moments. And like I say, you know, 25 and 18 for Valanciunas. It's going to be a tough night for you.
And that's another low-key pickup for the Pelicans, you know, just as Derek White was for the Celtics, CJ McCollum for the Pelicans, man. Having that savvy veteran, you know, he's taking the lead instead of Devontae Graham being the point guard for this team. You know, he's been coming on, looking for guys and still being able to get his own shots too and create for himself as well. So having him and Brandon Ingram as your back is like your wings, I should say, backcourt, wherever you want to say it, because Ingram's just flying over the place wherever he needs to be, you know. And then having Valanciunas, you have those three guys as your scorers, you're getting a lot of work done.
No question, man. No question. Let me salute to the chat. Salute to everybody in the chat. Once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Off-season edition of KnicksFanTV Live presented by Manscaped. Al, we got 800 people rocking with us in the chat. Hit that like button. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Off-season, and they're still in here rocking with us. Right now, we are recapping the NBA playoffs. We just did our eulogy for the Brooklyn Nets, man. If you missed that, go ahead and rewind it. It was a good one. We're pouring some ashes. We're kicking them when they're down, as we should. We recap some of the other series going on. We're gonna finish doing that, and then we'll talk about the Brunson contract, what that could be worth, and close out with RJ's comments. If you want RJ's reaction to the season, if you guys want to call in, call us up 657-383-1509. It's the number to call. You could also hit us up on the Knicks Fan TV Discord. Let me go ahead and salute to some of the super chats that have come in. Let's get to it. Who sent the super chat? Let's go with Russell Reed, always in here, man. Russell says, Mav Knicks cooking up Utah. May mean Spider wants out and Brunson stock rising. Yeah, man. The Utah Jazz are not a good team. And the Dallas Mavericks are making quick work out of them at home right now. Up 81-57 in the fourth quarter. So, look, man, I think, you know, the series is tied up right now. Utah did escape at home with a W, and I mean escape. But listen, they're not going to go very far. Even if they make it out of this series, they're pretty much toast. What the future holds for them, we'll have to see. But, you know, on his point, we're going to talk about Brunson in a second. Let me just salute to Charlie Correa, $10 super chat. He says, Nets, LOL. Salute to Charlie, man. It's been a minute since you've been in here. And shout out to Charlie. Shout out to Liam Neeson. Oh, we got some celebrities in here, man. Salute to Liam Neeson in here. He says, Spike Lee should be booed for the foreseeable future. Ooh. Yeah, we didn't mention that, man. Should we talk about it? All right, let's talk about it. You know, Spike's my guy. But he showed up to the New Jersey Nets game. Game 3, the pre-sweep game, in a Brooklyn Dodgers uniform. And he was even seen, Al, when the Nets were scoring, you know, in a celebratory mood, almost relishing in the fact that the Brooklyn Nets were trying to come back into this game. So, I don't, you know, how do we feel as a family about this? As a family of Knicks fans, how do we feel about Spike's actions, man? What do we do here?
I don't feel too comfortable, to be honest with you, man. Like, you know, I don't care that you're at another game watching, being a spectator, watching another game, watching a series, watching a competitive game. I don't really care about that. But now you're cheering? You're cheering for a team that is our division rival? I don't even care that they're in the same state.
Yeah.
in the same city. Cheering? It's a little much. It's a little much. Not banishing him,
Yeah.
but it's a strike. This is a strike.
Yeah.
In my eyes.
You know, I was insulted just a little bit, man. I was insulted just a little bit. You know. But it's Spike, man. You know, it's Spike. He's been rocking with us for so long. I don't know, man. You know,
It's tough.
It's a Brooklyn thing with him. He's the Republic of Brooklyn and all that. You know, he's into that. He's into that. Obviously, Brooklyn is his home.
Yep.
Fort Greene, all of that. We know that. You know, good people in the chat, I'm going to give him a pass. He's a fan of the game after all, right? He's a fan of the game. He's at every All-Star game. You know, he's chummy with all the stars. They rock with Spike. I'm going to give him a pass, man. I got to give him a pass. I give him a pass, man. I know where his heart bleeds. You know, I interviewed Spike. I know where his heart is at. I'm going to give him a little bit of a pass.
Like I said, man, it's a strike. All right. It's a strike.
Yeah.
I don't care you at the game. See you cheering, though. I get why you're in Brooklyn Dodgers gear. I mean, you're from Brooklyn.
Right.
You're probably
Jackie
a Dodgers
Robinson,
fan,
you know,
all
we've
that
been
stuff.
celebrating Jackie Robinson this year, you know.
For sure.
I think it makes
for
sense. I think it makes
The
sense.
cheering, though, I'm going to like a little slide. Maybe I caught in the moment.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think he just got caught in the atmosphere, just overall atmosphere. Maybe he forgot where he was at. You know, he's getting a little bit older.
Do that at home. Cheer at home.
I hear that. Okay. All right, what do you guys think in the chat, man? Do we give Spike a pass, or are you not with it? Are you not with it, man? Leave us a comment in the chat. Let us know where you stand on this Spike situation. Is it a violation for you, or are you willing to give him a pass? Spike Lee, man. You know, it's tough. Shout out to Girth Brooks. Interesting name. He says, best channel on YouTube. $5 super chat. Keep up the good work. Appreciate you. Jamaica Queens 22 $10 super chat says the word of the week is humbled. A few fan bases will be learning the word this week. That's right. All the bandwagon Nets fans, the Brooklyn Brigade. I was surrounded at the Nets game by these people, bro. Surrounded. They gave me hell. I couldn't even talk because the second half of that Knicks-Nets game, the last game of the season, or the last Knicks game of the season, Knicks-Nets game, I couldn't talk. We folded in the second half. They destroyed us. And I was surrounded by Brooklyn Nets fans, bro. So I had to clap back tonight, man. Tonight was revenge for me. It felt good.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, I understand why people... I get wanting the Nets to lose. They came in here hot. They thought they were going to take over the city.
Yeah.
You're not taking over New York.
Nah.
It's not going to happen.
No, sir.
Won't happen.
No.
And then you talk spicy. And then you lose? Most of the time, you don't even know Kyrie's playing most of the time.
Oof.
Right? You have Kevin Durant. You have Steve Nash saying Kevin Durant's tired. You know?
Yeah.
I understand Kyrie's going through Ramadan, but I'm just hearing a lot, man.
I'm hearing a lot of excuses,
it's a lot of deflecting,
man.
It's a lot of deflecting.
Yeah, I'm hearing a lot of excuses.
You don't want to talk about how you don't want to talk about how you traded everybody and have nobody. That's all I'm saying.
That's what happens, man. And we'll talk about that. Shout out to Afrique NY. $20 super chat says, Katie, don't you wish you came to the Knicks? Josh Kyle, $5 super chat says, Katie should have chose the Knicks. SMH, I wonder if he regrets it. Stephen A said, only reason you went to BK was because of Kyrie. It is what it is. Well, Stephen A also said it was a 96% chance that they were both coming. So, to be honest, I don't believe anything he says. He's an actor. Ivan Myers, $10 super chat says, I don't know what hurts more of Kyrie losing to your old team, knowing that mostly everyone there dislikes you, or saying I finally have someone who can hit clutch shots, but he doesn't. Yeah, they had a rough stretch, man. You know, Celtics put them through the ringer. Give them credit. Give them credit. They played a hell of a defensive series, man. No question. King Matthews, $5 super chat says, don't forget Spike betrayed us. LOL says, if you're watching, my guys, stay wearing the white and black because you're not watching with us, Knicks fans. And Lloyd Banks went on Twitter and got at Spike for that too, man. Lloyd Banks was not happy. Was not happy about that. So shout out to the boy one, the friend of the program. Shout out to Lloyd Banks, man. Okay, so the Jazz are getting washed up. Let's talk about Jalen Brunson because ESPN's Tim McMahon came out with a lengthy article on Jalen Brunson, his rise, his solid play in the playoffs so far, and what the asking price could be, Al, as he surveyed the landscape. And according to this article, it's on ESPN. He says that executives and pro personnel scouts believe that Brunson's market price could, at the floor, the lowest, $20 million, ladies and gentlemen. $20 million. And it could reach as high as $25 million per year. Al, your thoughts?
20 million is where I'd be most comfortable getting Jalen Brunson. 25?
You're wilding.
Nah, I'm good.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I'll quickly run the show.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. Not doing that.
No.
Now the article also says that that Dallas right now is not entertaining thoughts of a sign and trade. All right, remember for the Knicks, the Knicks are capped out. Now they can get under the cap, possibly. Then it's not impossible to get out from under the cap without taking on additional salary. So they can get under, and maybe they can get under. I think Fred Katz of The Athletic is putting out an article of how they can clear 20 mil out, potentially, and maybe sign him outright. And I just shout out to Fred Katz. I had a lengthy interview with Fred Katz today. I'm going to put that out on the channel later this week. And we talked about the fact that, if the Knicks are able to clear that and they go to Dallas and say, hey, we're about to take your guy here. Dallas says right now they don't want to entertain any signing trades. They may not have a choice. If they're not willing to meet that price.
Tactic.
Yeah.
I think that's a negotiation tactic because they're capped out.
Right.
They just re-signed Finney Smith. You traded for Bertans. You traded for Dinwiddie. They don't have cap space. They'd have to either move guys themselves for contracts that they could get rid of, or you're trying to just drive up Brunson's trade value so that way you can get something good in return.
Yeah.
Because there's no way. Well, there's always a way in this. I mean, they could always go over the cap and pay the luxury tax if they really wanted to. But would they really want to? Are you telling me? Because when you start doing that, that means you believe this roster that you have is a competitive enough roster to take you into championship range. If you look at the Dallas Mavericks, I don't see this roster being a championship contending team, especially with the other teams that you have out in the West.
Right.
Especially for the next couple of years, right? You got the Warriors. Booker's back healthy next season. Chris Paul's still performing at a high level. You have them playing right at a high level. That's another tough team you gotta go face. If the Denver Nuggets get Jamal Murray back, if he's ready to go next season. You got the Clippers. They weren't even fully healthy this season. You got Paul George. You got Kawhi Leonard, who's on his way back for next season. I don't see this roster beating any of those teams.
Yeah,
if they're fully healthy. So I think this is just a way for the Mavericks just to drive up price, negotiate through the journalists, and see what they can get. And let guys know that, we're not going to give this guy up for nothing. If you want a solid point guard for your team, we need something good in return.
Look, man, my stance on it, do you want to rock with Quick? I would. I thought they should have gave him a chance earlier this season. Is him not getting that opportunity an indicator that they're going to go elsewhere? In my opinion, my guess is yes. Based on how important it will be next season to improve on the disappointment that was this past season. I think they'll want to go with a more consistent option or something that they know that they're gonna get a return on their investment fast. Not to say that Quickly won't get you that, because the team improved. The team was a better team with Quickly at the helm. But I'm just not sure. I just don't feel like they're going to give him that role. Brunson is an attractive candidate.
Yes.
Is he small? Yes. Defensively, could it hurt you based on who you have? And things escalating right now in this Utah Dallas game as Hassan Whiteside drops Luka Doncic with a dirty play, then tries to fake Jackson, try to help him up like he's his friend. So bench is clear right now. Well, the bench is in. The coaches cleared the bench. Both sides moving away. Anyway, look, man. 54%, 55% effective field goal percentage, 77 percentile. 68% at the rim. This guy shot 68% at the rim, 92nd percentile. We have no one on this team that can even come close. You got RJ and Julius building bricks at the rim. This is a high efficiency player. 50% from the mid-range, 89th percentile. 47% from the corner three, 90th percentile. Takes care of the ball. Can get to the basket, especially off of a pick and roll. Can attack bigs. You see, he's acting like the Stifle Tower doesn't even exist in this series. Now, Utah's perimeter defense has been terrible. Don't get me wrong. I think the guy can help. I think
for sure. But it always just comes back down to what's the price, right? I'm not going to pay $25 million annually for Brunson. I'd rather just see what Quickly has at that point. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I feel like I understand that you need a steady hand. I understand that you're investing because you also think this guy can give you more. I don't know how much more Brunson can give you, honestly. I think he's reaching the close to his peak of what he is. Now that doesn't mean that he's going to peak, like he's not going to be effective at that level for a long time. I think he will be an effective point guard for a long time, but I don't see that there's any more attributes that he could add to his game that will make him a more lethal scorer, a greater defender, or anything of that nature. But I still do think he is a good point guard that you can have on this team. And $20 million for $20 million annually, 4 years, $80 million contract, that wouldn't hurt. 25, $100 million over 4 years, that's gonna hurt.
It's a little rich. It's a little too rich for my blood.
I wouldn't do that. Yeah. I would rather, like I said before, like you saw what Quick did at the end of the season. I think the Knicks should be confident that you can go into the following season with Quickly running at the point guard position. I think how he ended should be encouraging for Tom Thibodeau to say, you know what, I could take the gamble on this guy who seems to keep improving every single season, showed his playmaking chops. He can definitely add more. We know that Quickly still is adding more to his game. He's still a young player. Brunson, this will be his second contract. He's 25. He's getting closer to his prime. So we know what he is close to being as a player. We still don't know what Quickly can be as a player in this league. So that's also another reason why I would be okay playing him at the starting point guard position, and still on a rookie deal, third year. Figure out what he is. See what he can possibly be in this league. That's why I would roll quick.
Good take there. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. What else in this article? Papa Brunson talking. He's talking that big boy talk, man. He's hey, he said this is a business. We gave him a chance during the season to negotiate. They passed it up. So Papa Brunson is talking that big boy talk, man. He is not mincing words here, man. He wants his kid to get that top dollar as he should. And as he said, they're going to go highest bidder, man. They're going to go to the highest bidder. He said, hey, the kid's put in the work. He's getting better. If you want him, you got to show him. And according to Tim McMahon, it says there have been conspiracy theories swirling in the NBA gossip mill that Brunson is bound to end up with New York because of his family's close connection to the franchise's basketball brass. Rick Brunson, first player, client of the Knicks president Leon Rose, a former power agent who started CAA basketball division. Rose also represented Jalen Brunson on his rookie contract, negotiated a fourth year as a non-guaranteed instead of a team option, a technicality that is the difference between Brunson being a restricted or unrestricted free agent. Leon Rose's son Sam is one of CAA's agents who represents Brunson. Rick Brunson has also known Coach Tibbs even longer than he's known Rose. We all know Brunson played for the Knicks, was a bench player for the Knicks as well. You know what's so funny, bro? When did we start the whole connection links to bring players here? And when has that ever worked? It's never worked. I feel like the summer LeBron started that. He was like, oh, he knows so-and-so, so-and-so, so-and-so. And then,
Yeah.
he knows Jay-Z. He's going to Brooklyn Nets. You know, you had Kawhi Leonard. Berman was sure. Kawhi Leonard's uncle. He's a Knicks fan. Kawhi Leonard's coming to... When did we start that with the family ties, making these guys a lock to come to the team and that being a selling point? When did that become that?
No idea, but it's rarely to never. I mean, the only time it made sense is like Kawhi wanted to go home to LA. It's like, okay, that's fine. You could possibly say that. You could possibly say that for Brunson. He is from New Jersey.
Yeah.
You could say that. He's at a point where he's gonna make a lot of money. The way he's been performing in this playoff series, he's gonna take whatever bag is the richest. Because why? Yesterday's price is not today's price. That's what his pops is saying. So he's gonna take the best as he should. And if that's the Knicks, it's the Knicks. But if it's someone else, it's gonna be someone else. I just don't buy it as a lock that it's gonna be the New York Knicks.
Call us up, 657-383-1509, number to call. What do you guys think about the Brunson stuff? Brooklyn Nets funeral, you guys want to comment on that? What do you guys think, man? Call us up. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. CP and Alex on the ones and twos. This is Knicks Weekly presented by Manscaped. Support our sponsors. Like we said, go to manscaped.com. Enter promo code KFTV for 20% off. Plus free shipping. As I've been telling you guys, man, April is Testicular Cancer Awareness Month. So Manscaped has these cool packages for their Lawnmower 4.0. Purple representing Testicular Cancer Awareness Month. So make sure you guys go out and support and make sure you get checked up too, man. You know, never have too much pride to go to the doctor, get your physical, get checked out. And make sure everything is kosher down there. And fellas, spring is coming, man. Spring is here. Spring is here. I'm tripping. And so it's a lot of spring cleaning going on, man. The lawns are getting trimmed out there. I got my landscapers coming through here. People cleaning out their basements. So, hey, trim those hedges, man. Lawnmower 4.0 is stepping back out. Weather's nice, man. You're going out on those dates, fellas. Make sure you guys take care of it. Lawnmower 4.0. That's what you want to use, man. And then, look, Manscaped has all these, man. They got the ball deodorant. That's always a fan favorite. You guys know about the ball deodorant. You have you got some foot deodorant. Hey, some of you guys, some of you hoopers, you know what I'm saying? Throw some of that on there, man, before you get laid up in bed with the lady, man. You know what I'm saying? You got your ball toner. You throw this on, maybe you at work, you got to go to happy hour, you don't really have time to take a shower. You throw this on there, spice it up a little bit. Body wash. Boom. Brand new from Manscaped. Body wash. They got the shampoo and conditioner, 2-in-1 joint. So they got everything, man. Shout out to our friends at Manscaped. And, they got everything for today's man. Manscaped.com. Promo code KFTV for 20% off plus free shipping. And remember, no testimonials, fellas. The most important thing, no testimonials. Just go out and get it and support our sponsors, man. Okay. Let's before we get into the RJ stuff, let's take some calls, man. Let's hear from the people. Let's hear what the people got to say. We are back. Knicks Weekly. Area code 870-870. What's going on? What's your name? Where you checking in from?
Yo.
Yo.
It's your boy Truth from Arkansas,
Truth,
man.
what it do, man? What's good, man? Talk to us, man. What's good?
Yeah, what's going on, man? I ain't trying to hit y'all with the spiel tonight. And what up, Alex, man? I see you over there in the cut.
What up?
You can't really just be mad, you know what I'm saying? Because KD and Kyrie, they both perennial players. Like, it is what it is. I know with y'all from New York and Brooklyn and, MSG is a big deal. But before I even knew any of this, I knew that Kyrie and KD were great players. So I'm not going to take that away from them. But they did get cooked in this playoff, so... now it's time to do some readjustments or whatever as far as the Brooklyn thing goes. And then as far as the Brunson thing goes, I think that he's a great player, and like the connections, they make sense. If it did happen, but I just feel like Quickly is a better option because Quickly gonna give you them rebounds and them assists. He a couple inches taller, but that makes a whole big difference from a point guard perspective, from a quarterback perspective.
Fair.
So, and then I just feel like you got the first top 10 players. They make anywhere from $45 to $40 million a year. Anywhere from Paul George all the way up to Steph Curry. Like they making 40 to 45,000. So him being where he is, like I feel like he around the Jalen Brown. He around that area. I feel like he could be worth 20. 20. 22 maybe. Like I wouldn't go all the way 25, but I'd say 22. And but as far as that goes, I feel like we should do whatever we gotta do to keep Mitch because for 4 years he probably want a 4-year deal.
Yeah.
Like we could pay Mitch 15 mil, and that's for probably 4 years with Mitch. Like you know what I'm saying? So I just feel like we should go that route. And I think we should keep D Rose, bring D Rose out the bench for another veteran role. We got him on the contract, so go ahead and make him play it. And as far as that, man, hey, that's all I got, man.
Appreciate it. My man
right.
Truth checking in from Arkansas, man. Appreciate the call, Truth. We need a lot of changes though, man. We can't bring back the same team, bro. We got to shake things up. Got to. Absolutely have to. Area code 646. What's your name? Where you checking in from?
Yo, Max in the Bronx. What's good, CP?
Max is back. Max, how you feeling, bro? How you feeling?
I'm amazing. I'm glad you asked me. I'm great. How you doing? I know you're good.
Oh, I'm great.
I
am fantastic, sir. I am fantastic. Absolutely.
I'm great. First of all, let's talk. I have a couple different topics I want to talk about. First of all, I've never seen two worse teammates than Ben Simmons and Kyrie Irving. It's like, all right, next year, what's going to be the excuse, right? It's going to be, I got to take a mental health day to protest about the flowers. Kyrie's going to pull some shit like that next year. You know that. He's going to do it. Ben Simmons, he's wearing all these flamboyant colors. I like colors too, but, bro, like, you're sitting up there, and you knew as soon as they went down 3-0, he wasn't going to come play.
My man did not even show up tonight. He didn't even show up tonight.
Yo, he didn't show up. He's like, all right, I'm getting blamed already. I'm scared. Let me leave. Yo, the guy's soft.
He said, I gotta go.
But he's soft, man. He's soft. Like I really want to call him the B word, but this is a family show.
This is a family show. Yes,
soft,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
He's soft. Yeah. Like he's cotton soft. Like I don't know how to put it. Now, in terms of Spike, I'm done with Spike. I'm sorry. You never cheer for Brooklyn Nets. Are you kidding me? Aren't you from Brooklyn? You from Brooklyn, right?
Yes.
CP, right?
Yes.
Oh, so you're from Brooklyn. So why were you there cheering for the Nets? Because you'll never do nothing like that, right?
No,
so
sir.
That's the enemy, right? Those are the odds,
That is
right?
a fact. I was enjoying it watching it on my television. That's a fact.
So, but not only was he there, he stood up and clapped when they went on a run. I said, look at this Benedict Arnold, this short man doing all this nonsense on national TV. And you know what? He's petty. You know what it is? Because he's not over the tunnel thing where he got his, they're supposed to know him. He's not over that.
Yeah, could have been a publicity stunt. Good call, Max. Could have been a publicity stunt. Could have been. Spike and Spike's got an NFT coming out too. He's got an NFT coming out, man.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Appreciate the call, man. Spike's got an NFT coming out. So this could have been all arranged. Could have been, man. The negative press out could have been a setup.
Maybe just to get some more eyes on him, whatnot. See what he's gonna do with that NFT.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah.
I get the sentiment, though. I get the sentiment.
No, I get it. I get it, man. I get it. To the Discord we go. We're going to wrap up on the Discord. Nasser, you up first. Nasser on the Discord. Go ahead and unmute your mic.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yep, loud and clear. How you feeling?
Feeling good, man. Feeling good.
Let's
I
go.
mean, I was talking about the Nets, like, it's just hilarious to watch this collapse, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to root for Boston. I
Yeah.
never thought I'd do it, but, I mean, this is just the funniest thing I've ever seen. And I just don't know, like, who thought it was a good idea to assemble just the softest team in the league? Like, they're all stars, but you bring in the softest head case stars. You got KD with his burners up on Twitter. You've got Kyrie finding any excuse to miss half the games of the season, take a vacation in the middle of the season. You're bringing in Ben Simmons. First it's a contract holdout, then it's a mental health problem, then it's back injuries. I mean, come on, man. What's next? I can't get over that. I'm player hating right now.
Oh, it's
like
okay, man.
that's where it's at. It's personal.
Yeah, this is what tonight's show is all about, man. And appreciate the call. This is what tonight's show is all about. We are gonna kick them while they are down. Yeah, that's what we're here to do, man. So feel free, man. No worries, man. Sam in the building. Sam, how you feel, man?
Hello. Can
Yep.
you hear me?
Yep, loud and clear. How you feeling, bro?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Nets got swept.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's it.
Yeah, I'm happy about that. My friends who are Nets fans aren't. So
Okay. Send them
I had
our regards. Send them the link to this. They will love our eulogy at the beginning of the show. They'll love it.
no, I gave them a quick talk and they were pretty mad at me. And I
Nice.
was like, well, we have the same amount of playoff wins this season. So I just wanted to talk quickly about the Jalen Brunson talk. I think Jalen Brunson's a great player. I love it. I think he's done outstanding work driving into the paint and doing that. But I'm still gonna ride with my guy Emmanuel quickly. Let me just throw out quick stats. Assist percentage. You know the difference in assist percentage between Jalen Brunson and Emmanuel Quickly this season? Less than 1%. They're the same playmaker. Okay? And to add on to that, usage percentage, difference less than 1%. You could say Luka holds on to the ball, but Emmanuel Quickly has practically the same usage percentage as Jalen Brunson, and their assist percentage is the same. Per 100 possessions, Emmanuel Quickly has the same amount of average assists per 100 possessions as Jalen Brunson. And Jalen Brunson logged in 700 more minutes this season than Emmanuel Quickly. And you're looking at probably Emmanuel Quickly's producing these numbers on arguably the worst offensive scheme in the NBA currently. It was really bad this season. You saw no really bad pace. And here we are with Jalen Brunson doing something on a rather strong offensive team, and he's producing the same numbers as Emmanuel Quickly, who's doing it on a bad offensive team. Now, also to keep in mind, Jalen Brunson will be 26 at the start of next season. Emmanuel Quickly will be 23. And you're looking at Emmanuel Quickly, who knows how to play with RJ, who knows how to play with Obi. These guys trust him. You bring in a new guy, you could see something that we saw this season with like Evan Fournier. It took him a while to get adjusted, but he eventually got in.
Sam dropping facts tonight. Our advanced stat guru, ladies and gentlemen. Sam in here dropping the numbers behind the eye test, man. Definitely appreciate the call. And look, it's a fair point. It's a fair point. We saw Quick emerge, especially in the second half of the season, as a strong playmaker, for this team, at least for the second unit. It's just a question of how does this organization view him and his future with this team? The whole going with Burks to even close the season up until the very last day, we would go to Burks. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know if they have that same confidence, or maybe they just would rather him be the sixth man. I don't know.
it's difficult to get a read. I don't know if this is kind of like Tibbs's way of just making sure that all of his young guys are earning it. I mean, we had that Fred Katz article where we got seen behind the curtain where, you know, he has a practice before practice to help all these young guys in there to make sure that they're up to speed with the game plan, with formations and all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There could be some element to Tibbs where he even did this for Jimmy Butler. He held on to Jimmy Butler on the bench for so long. It didn't give him that start just to make sure that he understood how hard he has to work to earn said position and how much work goes into being a starter.
Mm-hmm.
That Tibbs could be doing the same thing for Emmanuel quickly, you know, and he could, like, we've seen him coaching him after games in the summer league, right? Legitimately just after games were over and critiquing him what to do. And we still see that even during the regular season. Part of me feels like it wouldn't be a surprise if the Knicks went with Emmanuel quickly based on how invested we've seen Tom Thibodeau in quick. But it's just hard to read right now just because of what they did this past season, although we understood that they're trying to build off of what we saw last season. But after we saw that this roster isn't what we need right now and they got to pull it back, I wouldn't be surprised if Emmanuel quickly starting. I know we have the whole Brunson rumors right now, and I understand why you'd want Brunson to have like a solid point guard, like someone who's a little bit more established going into the season. But I think the Knicks should really consider Emmanuel quickly as a starting point guard for this team. Contract-wise, what you have on the roster, just giving the youth what we have, just having them develop so that way we know what we have in these kids moving forward. I mean, Brunson could be a piece to flip for somebody else. For someone in the future, you could always look at it from that standpoint. Mm-hmm. But there's also that balance in making sure that you know what you have on this roster, making sure that you're developing all your youth and making sure they're getting enough time. Because once Brunson gets here, I don't see Tibbs playing both of them at the same time. If we have Tibbs saying that he doesn't want to play two small guards at the same time, how does that impact Quickly's ability to be on the court too? Because Brunson's going to take 30 plus minutes if you have him.
That's fair point.
No, there's no cutting that. So if you're now getting Quickly, what happens to his minutes? What happens to his playing time? How is he being utilized? You know, if it was another coach, maybe you could say you could have both of them because Quick, I think, is a very good defender. You know, he's got the long wingspan. Mm. He is slightly taller than Brunson. But is that like the type of backcourt that you want starting? Is that the type of backcourt you want to work? Because both of them could be playing on and off ball. So that's why I think another coach would be fine with it. But Tom Thibodeau, who we know says he doesn't like to have small backcourts, that's where you got to consider this as a team.
Fair point. Fair points. King Deej on the Discord. Close out the Discord. King Deej, let's go.
Yo, run it up.
Let's
It's
go.
been a long time since I've been on the
Deej,
show.
It's been a minute, bro. It's been a minute.
Much love to y'all, man. God is good. I had to go away for a little bit to get something that I really wanted in life. And it was a perfect situation for me. So now I got the free time. I'm back home.
Bro. Good.
I appreciate that. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to you, Alex. Shout out to you, CP. It's a beautiful, and I tweeted this. I'm back on the Twitter, y'all. It's a beautiful day to be a Knicks fan, and now it's a beautiful night to be a Knicks fan, man. Because if you guys remember in this community, in this chat, man, we got harassed by all these guys that are getting bounced up out of here. That's why I love the playoffs, man. I love this. I love the playoff time. You got the Hawks, you got the Bulls, you got the Nets, you got all these franchises that were just harassing us all season. They were like taking turns. It was weird. It was like a weird obsession with us. And they're all going home collectively, all going home Tuesday night. They're all packing their bags. 1, 2, 3 Cancun. 1, 2, 3 Cancun. Okay?
Yeah.
So,
right.
So if everybody drop a coffin or a sweep in the chat, because I love to see it, man. I'm here for the pettiness. You know, I guess it's not cool, CP. I guess, the Nets is still cool.
I just guess it's not so cool, man. There was just so much culture going on over there, man. We were just so overwhelmed.
It's crazy. It's crazy, CP. I guess, that's a cool culture over there. Yeah. I can't say it enough, man. But I just want to rapid fire through everything that you're talking about, the weekly. We already talked about the funeral service. I'm not going to talk about it no more. Mm-hmm. Jalen Brunson, I love you, Sam. You dropping bars and numbers. I cannot argue the numbers. But I got to stand on this philosophy. I did it last year. I told y'all every year, the longer you wait for this point guard conversation, the more difficult it's going to get. So when I was in here, Alex could, and CP, you remember too, I was in here saying, talk to Lonzo, see what's up. And everybody was like, no, I'm not paying $20 million. And to your credit, yeah, he gets hurt. But I told y'all, every year it's going to get worse. The selection and the price. The price for point guard is going to go up because the cap is going up. The selection of point guards is going to go down. Now, now next year, you got all these vets that I don't want to touch. And then after that, you think you're gonna have a competition for DeJounte Murray? It's not happening. And if you're selling, and if you're buying, if you listen, and I got real friends that are waiting for SGA to just get dumped. If you listen to Sam Presti, it's not happening, bro. So
Yeah.
these are the choices that have to be decided when it's about Brunson. I'm not opposed to it. I'm not against it. I'm in the middle. I like quickly. But Brunson's doing his thing in playoff time, and the playoffs, and just to shoot through it, playoffs are showing you isolation basketball is dead. Speed kills. All these teams, if you're a high usage player and you don't do anything without the ball in your hands, you're getting abused. They're coming at you. These coaches are young and smart. They're trapping you, and they're gonna say somebody else do it. And that's just a philosophy. As far as the RJ situation, man, listen, shout out JJ Redick. I think he's a perfect commentator. I don't give ESPN that much credit at all, really. But JJ Redick was a good investment this year. And that podcast that RJ had,
Yeah.
This kid gets it, Alex. He gets it.
We're gonna get to it right now.
Yeah, of course. But I just wanted to say that, man. He gets it. He understands. Peace and love. It's a great day to be a Knicks fan, man. Put your chest out.
Let's go.
I threw the coffin off the Brooklyn Bridge. You should feel good about that, man. The coffin is gone. Peace and love.
Appreciate it, man. We got one more on the Discord. Luke, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Hey, man, you can hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Awesome, man. Long-time listener, first-time caller. Just want to say it's great to see that there's almost 1,000 people in here. We're not even in the playoffs.
We lit, man.
And nothing makes me happier than to see KD lose and get swept.
Nice.
I was screaming in my room. It's one of the best nights. Rapid fire though. I'm gonna keep it quick.
Let's go.
I love quickly. Brunson is a facilitator that we need. I think that RJ needs to take the reins. He's an all-star next year. I'm just gonna say that right now. So you can come back to that if you remember this call. I'm gonna say RJ all-star next year. We need Mitch back, but if we lose him, I think that he might not want to stay with us. Got to get rid of Noel. He's trash.
Yep.
Yeah, that's basically it. I love RJ. I love quickly. I like the direction we're going in. Get Julius out of here. Nothing personal, but it's the end of the line for him. Kyrie, I hope he has to play in China next year. And I love KnicksFanTV.
All right, man. Appreciate the call, Luke. Good call, Luke. Salute to Luke. Salute to everybody in the chat. Once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. KnicksFanTV Live, Knicks Weekly. And as Luke said, we had almost 1,000 people in here all season edition, man. So as Jay Boogie would say, it is the on season. So shout out to everybody that's in here rocking with us, man. 12 o'clock midnight here on the East Coast. We're getting ready to wrap up real shortly. But as King Deej alluded to, RJ Barrett was on the JJ Redick Old Man in 3 podcast. We got outbid. He didn't want to come on the KnicksFanTV, so he went on Old Man in 3. Okay, all right, fine. That's his old Duke teammate. They got the connection there. We'll get him down the road. So we'll get to those sound bites real quick. But before we get to that, ladies and gentlemen, also support our sponsors at Prizepicks. Daily fantasy sports made easy, man. Prizepicks, the overs and unders game that we've been playing here all season. Go to prizepicks.com and a promo code KFTV. They will match your deposit of up to $100. So you get a bonus match on your deposit. It's a great deal. You go to prizepicks.com. You have different sports in right now. You have baseball going on. You have the NBA playoffs going on. You have hockey going on. And you could mix and match, or you could play basketball like I do. You choose 2 to 5 players. And you're just going to predict whether or not they're going to go over or under the given stat that Prizepicks has established for that night. So it's you versus the house, and you pick your 2 to 5 players. And if you play the 5, the flex play, the 5 play straight up, you can win up to 10 times your money. So once again, go to prizepicks.com, enter promo code KFTV for a 100% match on your deposit of up to $100. Okay, let's get to some of these sound bites from the RJ interview. on Old Man and the Three podcast. So this was RJ on what he thought about Knicks fans.
All you've ever heard about like the Knicks, all they show on social media is like how bad they were like past couple years and all that. So then when you get to the city now and you're here and you're playing, I'm like, this is like, it's all over the place. There's Knicks fans everywhere, no matter where you go. Like just the love, and what I found out is just across the world. Like you go anywhere in the world, like we're in Orlando, and it's like a home game. Like, yeah, man. So the fans, yeah, it's nuts.
All right, so that was RJ on Knicks fans, man. We are the greatest fans in the world, man. We know that, and shout out to RJ for recognizing that. Shout out to my guy here at New York Basketball who pulled together the clips. This was another one on RJ on what he wants to work on this off season.
I think right now I'm trying to work on, and what I saw in this year was just really my pull-ups and having a consistent jumper. Because that, like, I get to the rim so much, I feel like I get to the rim at any time. If I can mix in those pull-ups and, like, if they go under, if I can consistently make that three going under, like now being a complete three-level scorer, that's hard to stop. You're going to score at any point, you know. And my kind of next step for me is, you know, I want to be the leader. I always said I want to be the leader on the team. I want to help any way I can and get the team back to the playoffs, because winning is what's most important. And, you know, next year, like my goal, I feel like I could be an all-star, you know, be an all-star or be in the conversation, which is obviously going to come with winning, but it's like I have the ability to. I've always have. So.
All right, Al. He said a lot of things there, a lot of key things, because to me, the most important part of his continued ascension going in the year 4 is going to be on the pull-ups, man. You know, he's a very inefficient player right now, although he can score, he can fill it up, and he certainly showed that this year. You know, 12 games of 30 plus or more. We saw the 46-point performance against the Miami Heat, a solid Heat defense. We saw what he did against the Lakers in LA. We've seen some big games from RJ Barrett. What he put on at the show against the Pelicans. So some big games for him. But nevertheless, he's still a 46% effective field goal shooter, which is good for 12th in the 12th percentile amongst his peers. 55 at the rim. He shot 31% from the mid-range, puts him in the 17th percentile. Shot 35% from 3. Shot 33% on pull-up J's this year. He's got to get better at that. And that's something that he and Drew Hanlon will be back in the lab working on again this year. Oh, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I think that, you know, it's good. One, it's good that he recognizes where he needs to improve as a player, right? Just having that type of awareness so that you know what to work on this season to make you a more dynamic player. That's key. You know, as we listened throughout this entire interview with JJ Redick and TA on the Old Man and the Three, like you see that RJ gets it as a player, right? You see that he understands what it takes to be a New York Knick, the amount how heavy that jersey is. You know, when he even talks about how he recognizes that there's Knicks fans all over the world, that means he totally understands that there's a level of pressure that comes with it, right? Like he understands all that. But the fact when it comes down to his jumper and needing to improve his jumper, I like it. You know, let's see what happens next season. We saw that he was able to do the snake dribble. Last season, he didn't really get to utilize that. He was more focused on driving and getting to the basket. He needs to have a mid-range game, man. I say it's not just him, it's for all players, right? If you want to be a lethal scorer, I mean, we're watching Jason Tatum, you watch Devin Booker, you watch all these wings in the NBA, you talk about Kevin Durant, you talk about Kyrie Irving, you talk about any player that's able to score, you need to have a pull-up game, you need to have a mid-range. You just have to keep the defense honest and on their toes. You can't just go 3 and drive to the basket. What we saw last season, which made it easy for him to made it easy for defenses to cover him.
Yeah.
So him developing a mid-range jumper, being able to shoot anywhere within the arc, that's very important. So hopefully he's able to get some ground started on that. And it just takes time. It takes repetition. He's not going to be perfect next season, but definitely want to see him utilize it, right? Because the only way he's going to get better is if he's using a mid-range jumper in games and understanding that rhythm. So hopefully he uses it next season. Hopefully we see some improvement, because if he's going to be a top option on this team, he's going to need to know how to do it.
No question. And as you said, you've seen it in the playoffs. You've seen it in the playoffs. You have to have a pull-up in your arsenal. Everything attacking the basket. Defenses are going to be all over you. As soon as you turn your back, as soon as you start driving, they're going to try to cut that out. You're not going to get all those calls. And he was barely getting calls this year, but in playoffs, they play a lot tougher. So they're going to make you work. Need a pull-up. Can he get it? We'll see. He did ask. He said he asked DeRozan if he could work out with him this summer. That would be nice. I don't know if he'll get DeRozan's footwork, but we'll see how that turns out. So maybe RJ will be out on the West Coast balling with DeRozan, maybe do a little Drew League or something. We'll see. But good comments from RJ nevertheless. And as you said, the leadership qualities, you're seeing that more and more as he's growing up. Only 21 years old, but he wants that responsibility to be the guy for this organization. So we'll see how that works out for him. Last comment, RJ on Tibbs.
Can you just talk about your relationship with him over the last few seasons?
Yeah, no, it's funny you mentioned that because that's my guy. I was actually talking to him yesterday at the facility. He's really my guy, man, and he's a great coach. I feel people have tough time with him just because he expects excellence. He expects you to be in there and work every day. He's not really with when people are like, I need a couple games off, or I don't feel like practicing today. Like, he's not. You can't play for Tibbs if that's your mindset. So, like guy like me, I lace him up really no matter what's going on. I'm out there, every day. So we kind of built that relationship. Tibbs he's a good coach.
Do you see any similarity? And I didn't play for Tibbs. I nearly came close twice. Once I signed with the Bulls when he got the job with Chicago, and then Orlando matched because I was restricted, and then I almost signed again with Minnesota in the summer of 2017. So I didn't play for him, but have you found any similarities between him and Coach K?
Yes. I would say they're similar. One, they're friends, and I didn't know that until he came to the Knicks. I didn't know that they were friends, but they're actually close. But he's very disciplined. He's very disciplined, which is Coach K is like that too, and he lets you play. He lets you be yourself. He's not just on you too much about everything. He gives you the freedom to kind of go and be yourself. He really wants you to succeed.
All right. Well, I wasn't expecting to say anything negative about Tibbs, but I think look, I think there's the criticism from the fans who say, Tibbs doesn't care about player development, doesn't care about the Tibbs, play about the kids, doesn't care about the kids. He's all about vets. And, look, the players say opposite. You go back to, and shout out to Fred Katz. Look out for that Fred Katz interview that I did with him today. We'll drop that later this week. But Fred Katz came out with a whole article that spoke on the fact that Tibbs has all these kids in practicing just the young guys by themselves, the early group they call them, where they're just working on offense. It's Tibbs, it's Quickly, it's RJ, it's Obi, it's McBride, it's Grimes, it's all the young guys. And Taj was quoted in that article as saying, and Taj has been with Tibbs in Chicago, he's been with him in Minnesota, he's been with him in New York all along his journey. And he said the biggest difference between Tibbs then and now is how much he's building with the young players. So, again, that's not to absolve him for everything this year and say he was a perfect coach, because he certainly wasn't. He had his warts like everybody else. But I think it does speak to the fact that, he is invest in their development. Now, how he goes about showing that on the court through rotations and playing time is a completely different issue.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. We know Tibbs' faults. We know he didn't have a great season as a coach. But when you listen to RJ, this is not to say that Tibbs is amazing and phenomenal, but when you listen to RJ, you can hear the impact and the type of discipline that RJ likes from a coach, right? Because you listen how he went to Duke, right? And you see how Coach K was, and now you hear how Thibodeau is. You hear that they're best friends, and there's a discipline. There's a discipline. And Coach K used to coach Team USA, right? Like, and players respect Coach K. LeBron, Kobe, all those guys. So I'm not saying that Tibbs is like Coach K or anything like that, but you can understand why players will like someone who's got this disciplinary like mindset that makes you work hard, that keeps you ready, that keeps you prepared. And, you hear RJ saying he was just talking to him, and you hear the early practices going back to Fred Katz's article. You hear Todd saying that he's more invested in the kids now and always being around the kids and making sure that they're understanding what's going on when the game's going on. So Tibbs is invested in them. It's not the way that we want to see it. We're not seeing all the minutes from Tibbs, but they are invested. And when we do see them play, they play well. They play the brand of basketball that he talks about. Moving with pace, sharing the rock, attacking the rim, shooting threes, all the stuff that you heard at the beginning of the season. They did, especially when Julius was out.
That's fair.
So
That's fair.
if they're listening, they're doing it. Like, is this the coach that's going to take you to the mountaintop?
No.
Probably not.
No.
But, you need a coach that's building some sort of foundation, that's helping these kids understand the work that needs to go in. And it seems like that's what they're getting out of it. And for this time, where the Knicks are as a team, it's good for them. If Quick, Obi, and all these guys are talking high praises about them, same with RJ, as long as it's working and they're getting better from it, because that's the thing. We haven't had youth players that have been good, right? That can contribute. We watch these guys get on the court and they can contribute.
Look, I think fans had a very, black and white stance on Tibbs. But if you pull this thing back, yes, this wasn't a successful season. They didn't make the playoffs. But one thing I did say was, if we see our young players improving, I can still look at the season in a positive way. And you look at RJ, you look at Quick, you look at Obi. I think Mitch has showed something. Not nothing major, not a crazy leap, but I think Mitch has improved.
From what he was as a rookie to now,
right,
it's a lot of improvement.
And now some fans will say, "Well, they did that all on their own. They did that." I don't think that. I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's it. Can you quantify how much is on the coach, how much is on the player? No, I don't think you can. But I still think he deserves some credit for that, especially quickly.
Look, I mean, we can go back to David Fisdale, and we read the article. I think it was, I forget who wrote about it, but they didn't have a real development staff or anything like that. We knew they didn't have an analytics staff or anything of that nature, but we saw the players and how it was trending. We saw Kevin Knox, we saw Frank Ntilikina, we saw Trier, we saw all these guys. What are they doing now?
That's a fact.
What are they doing now? And now you have Tibbs. You could say Quentin Grimes was able to get on the scene. He looked really good. I mean, there has to be some level of truth to it. I'm not saying that Tibbs is the miracle worker and he's the sole reason. I'm not saying he's the majority of the reason, because it's a relationship. Everyone's got to meet halfway at some point. The players got to want to work hard. They got to listen to what the coach is saying, and the coach has to have some good program in order for them to see some improvement. And right now it's mixing well, where we're seeing some improvement from the youth.
Fair points, man. Fair points. Let's close this out. J Boogie, the closer. J Boogie, let's go.
Salute, salute, salute. 3 capital S's. Hope by everybody that's in the chat, you're in the greatest form of health. Just know you're the greatest people it is in the world. Don't never let nobody tell you anything different. Shout out to my GM, great man, CP the franchise, and shout out to my man, Lex the young Franco Harris of the game right here. Shout out to the young Griselda. I don't know where he at. Shout out to EG and everybody, you know what I'm saying, rocking with this New York Knicks thing. I just got my urn. It's orange and blue. And you know what's on the inside? That's right. That's that net team. Yeah. See, it got cremated. They in my urn. And on the outside of my urn, it says, this is a Knicks city. Don't ever forget it. Because all through the hood, I hear the people say the Nets had to die tonight. K to running up on the seas, thinking that it was okay, but they had to die tonight. KD falling, Kyrie falling, now they all in. The Nets had to die tonight. Shout out to the
50,
Nets for
man.
that great season you put on. We appreciate it. We love you, baby. 04, not 4-0, 04, you know what I'm saying? Take that with you. You know what I'm saying? Handle that for the rest of the season. Deal with that. Let me move on. Spike, we're going to always love you. We're going to always appreciate you. Don't you ever do that to us again, Spike. You still welcome. You still got your seat down there. But you was out of bounds. You was not writing exact over there trying to find something to do. You should have stayed home like we was doing and doing what we doing instead of going over there jumping up and down, hollering and hooting. I know you from BK, but that don't mean that the Knicks is from BK. The Knicks is from New York, not a borough. It's the New York Knicks. You know what I'm saying? Hold that right there. RJ, I hear your interview. You're doing what you're doing. You're saying what you need to say. When you said leader, you hit the right topic because we don't have leaders on this team. That's why our locker room was messed up. I need a leader. See, a leader does what Steph Curry does, and he get injured. He come back, and he don't want to, you know what I'm saying, the squad to break up. So he tell the coach, well, I sit on the bench and let them keep rocking and develop because we're going to need them later on. That's leadership moves, not a veteran. I keep telling y'all the difference between leaders and veterans. Give me a leader on this team, you know what I'm saying, that can hold the fort down, that can hold the teeth down, that can call the players before it's time to play. Make sure they all right. When they get to the game, double check with them like you checked with them at the beginning. Make sure they feeling the same, if not even better. A leader going to take control of the locker room. And when you take control of the locker room, it takes over the court. And when it takes over the court, it brings forth victories in games. That's what I need. I need a leader. RJ, if you want to be that leader, we really appreciate you. Go ahead and play that role because we ride with you. We already know what's getting ready to happen. We already know the torch is being passed. You know what I'm saying? Just don't go shaking like Ali with it. Just stand firm and strong with it and do what you got to do. We're going to love and support you. Like you said, we everywhere. You go to Orlando. Now, we ain't just in Orlando. We everywhere. So every team you go play, every city you go play, you're going to see that orange and blue standing right there in that Knick pride, feeling very appreciated about our squad. That's what we do. That's what we call loyalty, you know what I'm saying? And everybody talking about that Brunson thing, you know what I'm saying? Brunson, you doing that thing, but I can't get over that 20 million you're trying to get when I got this young boy 3 years younger than you, like my man was saying earlier in his call. Give him a 5-star call for what he was breaking down about IQ, and he had IQ's jersey. Give him a 5 for IQ's jersey, picking that man up like that. I got to continue on rocking with IQ, you know what I'm saying? Because could you imagine if they would have gave the keys to IQ this season, what he would become next season, you know what I'm saying, with his squad right here? Could you imagine if IQ, matter of fact, I'm going to flip it. Could you imagine if IQ was over there in Dallas playing next to Luka? Yeah, easy walk in 18 points per game. He'd be easily walking into that right there. Those are the most difficult points I be seeing. I see Brunson doing his thing, but he's struggling. He's fighting hard to get whatever he got to get. IQ be doing his thing easy, you know what I'm saying? Learn to see the difference between that. I'm not jumping out the window, go ahead and get this man, knowing I got to get ready to pay. I got to pay RJ, knowing I got to get ready to figure out if Cam come walking in here, if he need that money, I got to give him some money too. I'm not going to do that when I got household right here, right now. I got household with IQ. I've been telling you, get that man them keys. All you got to do is believe and have it, you know what I'm saying, and have and want to rock with him. Let him have his confidence, you know what I'm saying? One of the things I would like to see guys like IQ at the playoff games. Tell your man Maxie, that's your old roommate, give me some tickets. I need to come watch to see how you play. Not to get my feet wet because I already played in the playoffs. I know what that feel like, but just to understand what it feel like for me not to be in the playoffs. This is the play out. We ain't in the play-in, we in the play out. So we need to feel everything that we need need to be feeling about these guys on TV turning up, doing what they got to do, rocking with that Spalding. It's three forms to that Spalding. It's a baller, it's a basketball player, and it's a killer. So there's 3 different levels to that game, and you need to get ahead and get those levels and get all the way to that killer mode, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of these dudes right now in the playoff, they're in killer mode. That's why you see Tatum taking out on Durant. You ain't see Durant want to check him the whole series until it got to like a minute 25 left right before he fouled out. He ain't want no parts of that man. And guess what? The new wave is taking over. And if we got that young crop and we can develop and build and pick them up, guess what? When the rest of them guys start getting old, we can do the same thing and wipe dudes out. God bless everybody. Everybody continue to stay healthy and safe. Just to let y'all know, I lived 53 years. Last Thursday was my birthday.
Right.
I turned 54. I'm here and I love being who I am. I do it for y'all, and God bless you all. Y'all continue on having a beautiful night and have a great day tomorrow. Salute, salute, salute. 3 capital S's.
J Boogie, the closer. Ladies and gentlemen, that's how we do it. The on season, as he would say.
The on season.
Straight bars.
So is the on season.
Straight bars.
Happy
Straight
birthday
bars.
to Jay Boogie.
Yeah, happy birthday to J Boogie, man. Happy belated.
And
no
shout
question.
out shout out to King Deej for having a good break for whatever your endeavors are, man. Salute to you.
Yeah.
And salute to all the callers, man. Salute to all the callers.
Good show. Good show, man. I forgot to shout out our new people, man. If you guys are new in the chat watching and you made it to the end, you heard Jay Boogie's sermon for the first time, drop us a hashtag new in the chat. We'll shout you guys out, man. Shout out to all the regulars that's been in here. John Talento never misses a show. I see the Shells in here. TM's in here. What's good? Salute Cardi. Cardi, what's going on? Let me see who else. Russell Whiskey in here. Junior's in here. Junior, what's going? Junior, man, draft time. The draft is this weekend, Junior. We got to get it going. I'm about to do my draft homework. Make sure you guys are tapping in to John Schmelk, his draft coverage for the Giants. All you Giants fans out there. Keith Sinclair's in here. Keith, how you feeling? Who else we got? Eric, how you feeling? Eric's in here. All the regulars, man. Drew, how you feeling? Yeah, man. Salute everybody. Have a good week. Stay tuned for the Fred Katz interview. I'll probably drop that on, say, Wednesday, Thursday, just to break up the content a little bit, let this one breathe a little bit. The Fred Katz one was fire, man. We went an hour and a half. We went in Fred Katz at The Athletic with a little off-season primer and season debrief. So definitely check that one out. That's a good one. Shout out to K Katz, team hashtag new. Jaskaran Singh, team hashtag new, man. Jaskaran, K Katz, welcome to the show. Make sure you guys hitting that subscribe button, hitting that notification bell as well. Okay, let's see. Some of the super chats have come in since then. Junior Caroma says, bleep the Nets. Family show. Shout out my guy Hoodies Vintage, man. Always at MSG Fresh. He says, give Jalen the bag. 4 years, $88 million. Ship Randall home. I-95 Bully says, does it make sense for the Knicks to go under the cap? They would lose the exceptions, and they aren't really any unrestricted free agents. Trades are the way to get your players. Your thoughts? Yeah, they can go get trades. You know, you'll have expiring contracts this year, whether it's Burks, Noel, Derrick Rose, Kemba, if anybody wants them. You know, you have some expiring contracts on your books. They can go out and make some trades. They're gonna have to consolidate, man. They're going to have to consolidate vets and maybe some young players. We haven't even drafted yet. They're gonna have to make some consolidation then. Going to have to. Brandon Guest says, CP, if we get the number 11 pick, are you taking a point guard or are you grabbing the best available? What point guards do you like? I would like to see Kennedy Chandler, Dyson Daniels. You know, Dyson Daniels is a hot name right now. Dyson Daniels is definitely a hot name. We're going to get into our draft coverage soon, man. The lottery's kicking off May 17th. As soon as the lottery's over, we're going straight to draft mode. So stay tuned, man. We're going to get into all of that in due time. We're just pacing ourselves right now. Pacing ourselves. I got a couple things up my sleeve, couple good guests on the way. We're just gonna pace ourselves until we get into draft time, and then we're gonna start cooking from there. Dog, yeah, good.
No, what I want to say is that for Dyson Daniels, you know, if you all want to check that out, Jeff Campbell, writer over at KnicksFanTV.com,
check that out.
One of his early articles touched on Dyson Daniels. So if you want to go check out what his strengths and weaknesses are, make sure to go over to KnicksFanTV.com. Search, Jeff Campbell. He's got another article coming out this week.
Yeah.
Top 3 power forwards to be on the lookout for. So make sure to be on the lookout for that. And we got another article from Mike Charles dropping this week too.
KnicksFanTV.com is rocking, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you guys are signing up for the mailing list. And, we've been late on the snaps, man. The snaps are coming. Just had to, figure out, listen, we're doing this thing on the Solo Dolo now. We're going independent with the merch. Got to figure out the kinks with the website and the e-commerce and stuff. That's new ground for me right now. So I'm working with my design team, and we're trying to figure that out. We're getting closer to releasing the snaps. I got all the snaps in the box. They're ready for shipping. We just gotta get the logistics going down on the back end. Just gotta get some back end programming, and we'll be good to go with the snaps. Shout out to O-Dog. He says, has Jack Nicholson ever rooted for the Clippers, though? I don't think so, sir. I do not think so. And that's it, man. That is it, man. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks again for tuning in. Remember to support our sponsors. You support our sponsors, you support us. Manscaped.com, promo code KFTV, 20% off, plus free shipping. Prizepicks.com, promo code KFTV, and they'll match your deposit of up to $100. It's a great deal. Don't miss it. And once again, check you guys later this week. CP Fred Katz on the ones and twos. Don't miss that interview. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification.